So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Roma Theory Match Reaction. Right, where do we start? First thing I'll say is that if you're new here, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And let's start on a note which is the risky note, because actually no, I'm gonna start off by saying that yes, it doesn't sound great, but I am happy with this draw. Now, I've said this at the end of yesterday's live watch along. I'm happy with this draw, and I will tell you why I'm happy with this draw, and it takes me like 2 seconds. So after the Lecce game, Dybala got injured, and that definitely created a bad vibe within within the team. Also, we discussed the amount of bad vibes that have been thrown to us, that have been thrown to Jose by all of these press, podcasts, media, and all of that. We were coming to this game, arguably, we were coming to this game as the worst this season. There were the factors there present to say that we were going to Seville with more things against us than more things for us. And I think it's a tough stadium. It's a tough stadium to play in against a tough team which knows how to play football, knows what football means, love to play tiki-taka, stadium full of fans. It's a good draw. I would take this draw. However, the fact that we drew, obviously, things are risky. Now, things aren't over. And I think Mourinho described things in the post-match interview really well. I mean, accurately. He said, after the first half, we were out of the Europa League. We needed a reaction, and at least we found the goal. And I think he's absolutely right to say that if we would have lost yesterday, Europa League would have gone. Europa League would have gone. We would have been out of the Europa League. With that Belotti goal, things are still open. Things are very open. Anything can happen right now. We're still alive. But things are risky because, from the next 2 games, we have to win. We have to get 6 points. We have to win in Helsinki, tough destination to go to, get 3 points from there, and then bring that result to the Olimpico, sold out stadium, just like Bodo Glimt last time. It was a quarterfinal of a European tournament last time. This time it is the group stages, but it's literally that important. We win against Helsinki, we bring that result at the Olimpico in front of 70,000 fans, sold out stadium, winning mentality, Jose masterclass, and we beat Ludogorets by 2 goals. If we do that, we're off to the next round. If we don't do that, we're out of the Europa League. And I've said this yesterday. There is no part of me which believes that we'll get last in this group stage. So if we're out of the Europa League, we're going to get Conference League. And to be honest with you, if we win the conference, which isn't, obviously the fact that we won it last year doesn't mean anything. But if we were to win the Conference League and get top 4 at the end of the season, it would be a massive success. Our objective right now is not to get Conference League. It's not to win Conference League. Our objective right now is to leave a good European footprint, to have a good advantage when it comes to the UEFA ranking and all of that, and especially for the pride of us. Yes, we're not going to win the Europa League. We aren't at that level, but it doesn't mean that we can't try, and we have to try and get as furthest as possible. And obviously, if we get second, which is the last chance, we're not going to get first. It's mathematically almost it's impossible to get first. If we get second, then obviously we would face a Champions League team, and they're a very dangerous team. But you know what? It is what it is now. So, I mean, it's also time, I think. I'm going to give you a bad announcement. Now, it's a bad announcement. It's bad for me. It's not that bad for you guys. But it's very bad for me. It's a bad announcement. Disclaimer. I don't want to spread negativity, but it's time to announce this. I'll repeat it for new people, obviously. Now, if you don't know, I've got a season ticket this season, and the Ludogorets game, and then the game after that is the Derby. Now, something up there in the skies, in the universe, wanted to schedule my school football tournament, in which I am the captain of the team, from the 3rd of November to the 6th of November. When is the Ludogorets game? The 3rd of November. When is the Derby? The 6th of November. So it's all great. And, the tournament isn't even in Rome. It's in Verona. So I will definitely miss the Ludogorets game. The Derby is the 6th of November at 6 p.m. Italian time. The train from Verona gets at Termini station, Roma's train station, at 6 p.m. I either rush against time or I'm gonna miss the Derby, and aka I'm gonna miss the biggest vlog of the season, because the Derby is the biggest vlog of the season. It is what it is. I can't let my school down. So I'm afraid I have to say that I'm definitely gonna miss the Ludogorets game, and I'm most likely gonna miss the Derby as well, which sucks. It sucks, especially when you're a Roma content creator. It sucks, but it's karma, Something wanted to make it happen. It means we'll win both matches. Right, let's stick on the match, because I think we didn't play too bad yesterday. Now, I've seen worse performances. I've seen better performances. But overall, I think our defense was not, was clean yesterday. The goal which we conceded was a lucky-ass goal. The blame should be on Spina. Now, I've seen so many criticisms towards Rui Patricio, and I'm still trying to figure out if we're seeing the same match. There is nothing Rui Patricio could have done for that. It is not Rui Patricio's fault. It's Spina's fault, who bottled that pass. And then obviously it's unlucky against us, because that would have never gone in if it didn't have a deflection. So obviously we are unlucky when it comes to that, but yeah. So we conceded that goal, and as Mourinho said at halftime, after that goal, we were basically out of the Europa League if we lost yesterday. We needed a reaction. Mourinho got wild in those changing rooms, in those locker rooms at halftime. Something changed. I tell you what changed. Kamara in. Kamara gave the greatest impact a football player could have given to a football match. Intensity is a word to describe Kamara. Back and assist. Intensity in the midfield. And I hope that after this performance from Kamara, Jose is not going to start Matic together with Cristante again. I don't mind one of the two. One of the two is actually needed for the team. Matic's experience is needed for the team. It could be argued that one of the two is a fundamental piece to this squad, but not the two together. And if on Monday against Sampdoria I see Matic and Cristante in the lineup, I'm sorry to say it, but Jose is a dumbass. Is an absolute dumbass. Kamara has to start. Has to start. Emphasis on that has. He has to start. He changed the match. The intensity which he had in the midfielder changed the match. And, guess what? The first 5 minutes Kamara got subbed in, we bagged the goal. Kamara's assist. There's a reason behind that. So, Kamara has to start. Great impact from Kamara. And then another player which surprised me a lot. Two players which actually surprised me a lot. I'm going to start with the less obvious one. Mancini. Mancini yesterday, unpopular opinion, was the best defender out of him, Smalling and Ibanez. And I'm saying this because we're not used to Mancini playing like this. He had a few closures which are vital. They could have scored. So Mancini, really good performance yesterday. Smalling, really good performance. Ibanez is class lately. I've said this many times. Ibanez is a completely different player. And then the player, however, my man of the match is Belotti. You see, right now, if I am Jose, what do? I compare Tammy and I compare Belotti. And right now, at the time of speaking, Belotti gives gives more heart to the game. He spits more blood to the game. Belotti is someone, and we knew his characteristics since he was a Torino player. He fights. He's everywhere. He wins those tackles. He wins those fouls. He spits blood in the game. And at the end of the day, he also bags the goals. That is what Tammy's missing. Tammy right now is missing exactly that. Tammy right now is not spitting blood in the game. Tammy right now is, and don't get me wrong, it could also be said that you can't compare the two, because Tammy is inevitably living something wrong in his mind. And players are like this. Football players look like idols to us, look like gods to us. But the realistic side to them is that they're humans as well. Everyone lives ups and downs. Tammy is living a very bad downfall. Now, I'm not going to hide the fact that his peak will get back. He needs to get back scoring. He will get back scoring. But at time of speaking, I think Belotti has to start over Tammy. And I'm Tammy Abraham's #1 supporter. And OG subscribers know this. I fucking love Tammy. And I'm going to say it again because new subscribers are going to be here. Tammy Abraham is the player I am going to talk to about. And I'm going to talk about to my children. He's the guy who made me win, who made me see the first tournament, the first trophy of my team. I freaking love Tammy. But right now, he's not having it. He is not having it. Don't get me wrong. We scored yesterday also due to the fact that Tammy got a contribution. But Belotti right now should start over Tammy Abraham. Belotti spits blood. Belotti isn't just bagging the goals. Belotti's more of that. Belotti is like, picture this. Belotti is like that extra machine gun in a war that makes you win the war. It's that extra thing which makes you look better in compared to your opponent. He's someone, he's a bulldozer. He's someone who literally fights, wins the fouls, and bags the goals. And that's why Belotti needs to be praised. Also because he's in a new environment. He barely knows these players. Belotti should be praised. Belotti should start on Monday. And I also, who was it? I also like Zalewski. I'll be honest with you. Zalewski is shaking in defense. But Zalewski and Spina are like, when in difficult times when we don't know how to score, Zalewski and Spina are basically two attackers. The amount of support and contributions they give to the attacking section is something else. So Spina obviously worse than Zalewski yesterday due to the fact that he gifted them a goal. But Zalewski good, especially in the offensive section. So we're in a situation right now where we bagged a good draw. We need to get back winning on Monday. No excuses. And I think one last thing which I'm going to focus on is something which Jose said, which I think it kind of struck me because it really puts to mind and it shows you once again the brotherhood of this team. No matter what the result is, no matter what period you're living, no matter what, this team is a brotherhood. And Jose said something, something very nice. He said, in January, we will be a better team. But from now to January, we need to stick together and we need to fight together. Look at the amount of injuries we have. It decreases the talent of the team. It decreases the squad depth. It is going to be a tough period of time because we don't have our biggest players. We're missing so many players. We just need to stick together during this period, get to January, avoiding injuries and getting as many points as possible. We're not far away. Trust me, we're not far away. Because the second the World Cup starts, January pops in. Because the World Cup starts from November to the end of December, to the end of the Christmas break. We just need to stick together for 3 more weeks, and then in January, we will be a better team. And this thing which he said really puts to mind that we're a bubble. We're moving all together. And it was a really nice comment. We've got tough games within this space. We've got Napoli. We've got Ludogorets. We've got Helsinki. We've got the Derby. We've got Torino. And with all of these games, we're going to play with a worse team than what we'll have in January. But we need to stick with it. It's the reality of this sport. We have to stick with it. We've been unlucky. Unluck has been a big part of this first round of this area. We just have to stick with it. It is what it is. Something's wrong with injuries. Well, we have to keep on playing as a team. So that's what I'll say. And, Ludogorets won again yesterday. It's going to be tough. But, we're a team. We're going to the next round of the Europa League, And I think it's those moments where, and I'm kind of like overwishing here, but it's those moments in time where Jose pulls out that masterclass. Now, you see, I've kind of said this yesterday. All the criticisms thrown at him. So many injuries. Risky position in the Europa League. We've got 2 decisive matches. Let's say we win in Helsinki. All of our Europa League future depends on one game. That's where Jose pulls that masterclass. And we've seen this happen so many times. Criticisms, pressure, 4-0 against Bodo. Criticisms, pressure, 3-0 against Lazio. Forget the last 20 minutes of the Juventus game at home last season. Criticism, forget the last 20 minutes. Criticisms, injuries, what was it? 3-1 against... You see, he knows how to do this. He knows how to perfectly time his hand reaching in the magic hat and pulling a masterclass out. And these are the perfect ingredients, and I've said this yesterday, for Jose to do that. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to stick this any longer. I'm going to read a few comments and then I'll catch you tomorrow for the match preview. It's non-stop. I mean, even for us, it's non-stop. We have to beat the Helsinki Ludogorets by at least 2 each match. I've actually read that we only need to beat Ludogorets by 2 goals. We just need to win. However, if it's a 1-2 win, if it's a 1-0 scrappy win, we just need to win in Helsinki, and then we need to bring that result and win with 2 goals. By at least 2 goals against Ludogorets. That's what I've heard, but maybe I'm wrong. I think you will somehow draw Ludogorets because they have lots of goals, but defense is shaky. Ludogorets concede lots. I think when it comes to the Ludogorets game, it's very early to talk about this. It's in a couple of weeks. Home advantage, full stop. Home advantage is gonna be rocking in that game. Home advantage is gonna be like, it's gonna start off like 3-0 to us. Home advantage is gonna be vital, and it's gonna happen. It is gonna be there. Make the rush part of the vlog. You can make the second half. You got this. I mean, yeah, if the train doesn't have delays, don't get me wrong. Thing is, in Italy, delays are quite a thing. If the train arrives at 6 p.m, I'm gonna rush. I can't miss a derby. I am gonna rush it. Why did Mourinho keep benching Kamara? I think Kamara should start ahead of Matsur Cristante because he's the only creative midfielder currently in the team. I mean, he has an obsession. He had, maybe we've kind of cancelled this. Maybe it's a had, and it's not a has anymore. But it was definitely an obsession, and I won't get surprised if they start again on Monday. Elder in, Tammy out. I'd love to see a 3-4-3 against Sampdoria. 3 centre backs: Zalewski, Kamara, Pellegrini, and Spina in the mid. Elder, Nico, and Belotti up top. Interesting. Right, we'll speak about the Sampdoria tomorrow. If you haven't already, make sure to smash that subscribe button, smash the like button, follow me on Instagram over at Simon_SO_, and don't forget to comment in the comments your little match reaction. And I'll catch you tomorrow. Simon out.